Okay, back again, and in this video I kind of wanted to just ramble about the flaws of the INTJ personality type. The flaws again. INTJ people are perfectionists, they're boring, they like to narrow things down, they like to perfect things, and that's what kind of sucks about it. Their lack of having a broad, open perspective on things. And why is that a problem? Because they don't live in an echo chamber. There are other people exist. And other people are doing things that do not align with their perspectives. And still succeeding and getting the job done. You know, it's annoying, but it's true. INTJ people are actually extremely open-minded. They will consider things. But what typically happens is within a few minutes, they will examine a outside perspective. And if it doesn't hold any weight, if it is deemed to be flawed, it will be dismissed and thrown out. So, people are like INTJ people are very close-minded. It's not necessarily actually true. Again, I like to re-examine, come at things from different angles and approaches to ensure perfection through just grinding and persistence. A lot of times, you don't have to be that smart. You can just examine something over and over and over and over again until you can lock it into place and confirm with confidence. So many things are considered industry standard, considered the best, and a lot of people just go along with that, And again, INTJ people, they don't do that necessarily. They want to come to their own conclusions. They're very intuitive. They're not very sensory. They care about their own beliefs and their own understandings. They don't like to read books. They don't like to get other people's perspectives. They will, humor other people's perspectives. They will test it. They will examine it. But honest to God, it's useless information. It's useless because INTJ people know what they want and they examine what is required typically beforehand, before they get other people's input. So, I've been dabbling with trying to be more open-minded, and, the only thing good about being open-minded and getting new experiences and stuff like that is you get to see new opportunities out there. That doesn't necessarily mean that, the INTJ person is actually going to change their processing on how they examine and do things. It just makes them aware that their tunnel vision, it basically, their tunnel vision keeps them from knowing that, hey, I may be hyper focused on making ASMR videos, for example. This needs to be an ASMR channel. And honestly, it doesn't. I could just start talking normally. I could start talking about something different than what I typically do. I could make this channel about something else. That's the kind of tunnel vision I'm talking about. What if somebody said, hey, this new type of video making gets a lot more views. It's a lot more interesting. And it's just as easy. Maybe instead of whispering, I don't know. So it's kind of needing to know what's trending, what, if ASMR was no longer popular and I'm still doing it, obviously the lack of awareness of that. A lot of times I don't know what's trending, what people are watching, because I'm focused on very specific niche things. I kind of used to talk about that. I used to just hang around with 99% nerdy men. 99% nerdy men obsessed with garbage. Obsessed with stupid hobbies like audio equipment or there's a lot bigger communities out there. And maybe I should use my audio equipment, to go into like a different community, a different hobby, a different niche. And, so ASMR, I have 2 stereo pairs of Neumann microphones. They would be great for ASMR. So I should do that instead, instead of playing like niche, nostalgic computer games or Dreamcast games or whatever. Maybe I should look at what's currently relevant or So, lately I've been thinking about, again, this is an ASMR channel, but I've been really thinking about maybe ASMR is just not good enough. Maybe I should focus on new things. Because I used to talk about this new opportunities and realizing you went down a rabbit hole. I went down the ASMR rabbit hole, ASMR all day, every day, and there's a lot more out there, you don't have to do ASMR. You can talk normally. You can have different hobbies. There's different games out there. My wife likes games that are completely different than the games that I like. I typically would play multiplayer, first-person shooters, multiplayer real-time strategy games, multiplayer RPGs. That's what I would typically play. Nothing but online games. Command & Conquer, League of Legends, StarCraft, Unreal Tournament, Phantasy Star Online, stuff like that, These, games that were, all about multiplayer, being competitive, collecting loot. And she's really into, single player and open worlds and, the stories and the lore and stuff of video games. She's into that kind of stuff. I remember this game called Earth and Beyond, which was a dead, space sci-fi game. I'm really big into sci-fi. She's really big into medieval stuff or whatever, And I remember that game had different character classes. You could be an explorer, you could be a warrior, Stuff like that. You could do trading, you could do science or exploration, you could do combat. Again, MBTI personality types were all about finding people different career paths based on the way they think and stuff like that. So it's very interesting to realize that there are all of these different things that you can do. And a lot of people fall down these rabbit holes of very unsuccessful, unproductive, unhealthy, distracting garbage. And they think it's good, kind of like MGTOW, they're men going their own way, stuff like that. They're going their own way, yet they make their life completely revolve around just being bitter and unhappy and alone. That's all they care about. Obviously, bitching and whining and complaining all day, every day is unhealthy. But, obsessing over narcissism and, stuff like that, instead of moving on and stuff like that, So there's tons of communities out there that are unhealthy, unproductive, obsessive, and I kind of saw that a lot in different communities that do not try to find I don't know. There's the keyboard and mouse community, and they get excited about every keyboard and mouse that comes out. I don't understand that because I studied the different switch types, clicky tactile, linear, silent linears, all these different optical, mechanical switches, PBT keycaps. I studied different mouse shapes, and my end conclusion was finding what I like. There's a lot of YouTube channels about computer mice and keyboards, and the person making the videos is telling you what is best, telling you what to like. Again, if you have an INTJ personality type, you want to know what you like. You don't care what other people like. So I knew exactly what I liked, you know. I didn't get excited, you know. It's very interesting to be able to learn what you like and go after it, you know. But there are so many communities out there where you just listen to somebody else, like conservative or liberal talk shows, people telling you what to think, people telling you what to care about, and making you obsessed over it. Just the other day I was asked, like, you know, what videos am I gonna make, you know? And like, what's it to you, you know? Me making videos, I do it for myself, I do it independently. I don't have to share it with other people. I don't know. There's just certain things that you just like, you do it independently. You don't need to discuss it with other people or get their feedback or just listen. So many people just listen to what other people have to say and they don't learn anything, you know? You need to be able to like do it yourself. But that's a very INTJ thing. I love it though. I don't get excited over marketing and consumerism. I know what I like. So it's very hard. You know, INTJ people, you know, they're very stubborn and they're very independent. They're very selfish in a lot of ways because they know what they want. And they don't care what other people want. And I don't think they ever really change. But people say they're not open-minded. They are open-minded, but they just know what they want at the end of the day. They humor things, but they know what they want. So obviously, if they know what they want, they're not going to be that open-minded because they know what they want. There's not as many options as a lot of people think there are. But it's cool